Immortality is a curse perpetually. I suggest that this time you take time to listen to this video and listen from start to finish. When a boxer knocks out the opponent in the first round, it makes no sense, and neither is it feasible for a 12 round bout to go on. Sometimes necessary things we don't understand will seem like nothing but empty rituals to us. When we breathe and our lungs are filled, we exhale. To stop breathing is to bring disease upon self. The way of all cycles is that same in and out motion. However, we must never imagine that all cycles have to subscribe to our sense of timing. The 70-year-old who found what he was looking for had a more complete life than the 100-year-old who still has his focus on how to begin the first lesson when the teacher is already collecting the papers. If one fruit weighs 100 pounds in 5 weeks, is it smaller than the 10-pound one that took longer to grow to its full size? You are so worried because you think you are going to die. This is unfounded fear. For you must see the cycles that are so obvious. If you sleep and dream, you must never worry that someone takes you out with a weapon. For trust me, when you return to your wakefulness, you will find that you actually had a greater life than that which was so limited in the dream you had, surrendering to some villain. Hello again, my people. Skywalker comes again to trouble the waters, bringing from darkness a little light, or at least a new thing to ponder on a day. A little moment to ponder is always a good thing. So help me to forward this mission. Like, share, and subscribe. Let us raise the voices of those that were silent, those that fear to speak their truth because of taboo and hate and sabotage. It is now a new day. As long as you know what is most important and you can then live a useful life in the divine, then glory is on the other side in both ways, whether you say you live or die. When you live a useful life in the divine, then glory is on the other side in both ways, whether you say you live or die. Those that were born are coming from where they died, and those that died are going to where they will live. Something so glorious, a perpetual way of cycles, need not be a mournful, sad event except to those that are imprisoned in this mortal point of a hell plane. We come as the living and the not codependent. That is an advantage that we should embrace. We, as Jesus, become that morning star blazing in the east and having a glorious day until we get to that zenith point at noon, shining so bright and producing greatly on the earth. Seeds are born. Then we will slowly go down to rest, where we sit upon the horizon and create a cross by our light reflecting upon the sea of souls we come to share with. There we can say that this light dies on that cross, the cross this wicked world will bring to you for your light, for giving you hate, for your love. As soon as the sun hits the horizon, it sets and it dies, going back to the darkness. One cycle is covered, but what do you see in the dawning? It is not a mourning. It is not a mourning. You need not mourn for coming life. Still, it is better to mourn for those who are born than for those that died here. If you live in hell, then death is an escape. But self induced death is to remain in the cycle. This is the hell side of perpetual motion. It is the dark side where you go after there is more light, although depending on you. When you come here, you say it's life. You say you live. But put that word to the mirror and it turns backward to spell you the truth. This is not good. This is not coincidental. But men of old understood the truth they will not say, which need not be spoken. Put the word to the mirror. The incarnation is new light coming again to the perpetual cycle, and this is you. It is all of us. I am not the only one who speak from experience. These days, we can go to Google and find some others. Most people are afraid to speak because you all destroy them. Yet, with simple common sense, you can take sleep to know death. If they hate you, why do they crave your energy? A hateful person enjoys the torment of the victim he torments. He enjoys the torment of those he sees as his enemy. Like a woman beater who craves seeing her on her knees and feels saturated dark pleasure for every time she screams and begs, which is darkness literally interprets as worship to him. The fact that she bows, the fact that she begs, the fact that she must surrender and do as she hears him say, this will be so satiating to the point of orgasm to him. I hope this horrible dark explanation tells you how these demons feel about you. Their obsession with your blood is because of energy. They were bound in this abyss, but we have powers to come and go. We have powers to go and to come and go, but they are bound. For them, it is a bottomless pit of hell for an eternity, and they want to steal souls for their soulless nothingness. Their emotions are numbed, they are the dead, and their only way of finding peace, finding happiness, love, or joy is to embrace the energy that comes from the living soul being. The mankind who gets the most torment upon any hell plane, such like the earth, will be seen as the soul one, the one with soul. He has the faculty to be overjoyed in his pure sense of appreciation for life, to merge into oneness with nature, to master the patterns of the sounds and images of life and make it a divine experience. The immortal dead can only find joy in how much he gains from their torment, or how much he gleans from their joy, praise, or worship. Living souls bring energy that edify immortal beings by simply worshipping them. Lionel Messi, Franz Beckenbauer, or Usain Bolt will have experienced 0.01% of this glory of worship. For them, it will never be an addiction, for they all have souls. For these soul beings, getting into their presence will be like meeting the most wonderful person you ever met. The worship they receive make them more grateful, more loving, and more kind. They then become beacons that raise the vibration of the earth much higher. Why is this effect the opposite in their cases? Because they are eternal soul beings. We are eternal soul beings. Meet our rough cut Shakari Richards before her first big landing, and then meet her one day after she soars to the top, and you will see the difference. She becomes more loving and kind because she is a soul being, an eternal God child. You will want to sit in her presence all day. Shakari Richardson will be totally different. Because of that adoration she receives, she will become the person who feels like giving kindness in terms of her deportment. I am not a psychologist, but I am telling you this with much authority. I have explained in so many ways how these immortal shadow entities take worship from you, yet at some degree I wish I could explain more clearly. I do sense that there are some people now on the earth who will make all this light shine more brightly than ever I could. Within a 3 year period or more, likely less, they will come in droves. The most amazing part will be their young age. If you take your spirit from out of the aura of these beings and back to the land of the living, if you take your spirit from out of the aura of the demonic beings and back to the land of the living soul, you will see exactly what I see. So I wish you will. Even those that have more wisdom than I can ever dream about, please remember how I long for you to come. You might be but a child in this life, but I will sit at your feet. You should thank the elders that kept you safely in the bosom of the earth, for it wasn't easy. To say that it was hell is ever an understatement. We survived. It is finished for me, but now you are here, and I thank you. We were confused in a culture of codependency, but now we made it home. Home is heart, literally. Many use the adage that says home is where the heart is and imagine a material structure with family in a dependent role. This is a sense of home in one dimension of thought. It is the ultimate home, but only to the damned. Please tell me what you don't understand, for knowing this will immediately elevate you. Don't depend on those that will destroy you over culture, over the mundane, or because of stereotype. Stay home in the heart. Heart is sufficient and you will raise your vibration. If an attachment has to be a string, then cutting the adverse one will only make you stronger. Those that understand the spirit being who protect and know the way and meaning of soul, who sees the view of existence upon the intimate connection to their eternity, are home. There is nowhere else to go, for home is where you are forever. It cannot be how long you live unless you are the damned. You hold victory and gain or secure your free will above immortal beings by coming face to face and embracing your eternity. No soulless power upon the earth dimension will ever be superior to a soul being. The immortal is as the dead before the face of the eternal. You are eternal, but you are always being asked to make agreements with death. Study all the cycles and see why you must come and go, breathe in and breathe out. Now I want to tell you this, and you can do much for yourself if you like by using it. How long can you keep and maintain a car? I know people that make old cars seem better than new ones. Is long life a useful thing? Not only is it a choice, but it is a mundane power. Long life make good sense under certain conditions that I will explain. Your soul has the faculty of crossing through dimensions, breathing in and out, and always adding value to the eternal that you are. Those that are immortal beings lack this faculty and cannot have any personal bearing with God. This is why they are soulless. Can a duck with wings clipped follow the flock south for a season? Can a duck with wings clipped follow the flock south for a season? No. But all its experiences are in that one place. How will it experience the things of the south? How will it have to glean? Well, it will have to glean from experienced ducks. The immortals have more mundane powers, but if you allow them, they will trick you, trap you, and glean all energies and wisdom from you. They will trick you into cycling back through their black hole all the time. You will live in forgetfulness, and life will be fatigue. Immortal beings are the wingless ducks. If you all stay on the ground, you will have an advantage, but if you keep all your faculties, you will be as God to Him. People fear lizards, but lizards are running from them. The demons you fear upon this earth are tormented by the fear of your inherent faculty. They fear you coming back to total recall. The day of total recall is naturally written in the cycles of perpetual motion. You or I cannot change that signature. When they created the mundane or material existing planes, it was always to experience from that perspective. However, we find that the longer the civilization lives, the wiser their fathers are before they die. The wiser the old man who teaches the children. Therefore, on this earth plane, for example, we did not come to live eternally, but we came to live even for 500 years so that we would become more advanced in the wisdom of material life. We would have science as great as that of the gods. Einstein and Tesla would stay longer, learn more, and do greater works. This is the advantage of long life to a civilization, and the disadvantage when long life was taken away. So, this is also the reason why it was taken away from eternal beings by immortal ones. The secret of long life was first the thoughts you nurtured, the food you ate, and the way you postured and drew energy from the magnetic poles. These were natural wisdoms, but only culture could change them. So mind cultivations were applied to you. You always agreed to death contracts, just like you never protested the evil use of fluoride in your food, for example. You look at the first step as just a small thing, and then after 1,000 steps across your boundaries, you only see the last one, and you say it's only one step. But look at you now. Long life for you is tormenting, for you lay down and suffer. I have seen animals that kept great or reasonable physical faculties to near the very last day when they begin to feel like resting. There is no such thing as old age sickness. You get to a point of weariness which takes only a short space of time. You may or may not announce your soon departure, and you can go by yourself or allow those that are special to you to see you off. If you want them to play a certain sound in your ears or make a certain chant that would help you go, fine. But look at this culture of pain, torment, and medicines that bring more torment now. How much energy do you give the vampires over these years of suffering? They even infringe upon the free will of the empaths, but for this they know they owe too much. The immortals of your earth plane are in prison. The immortals of your earth plane are in prison, and most of them are not working to be better. Their tormenting you is partly you tormenting you because you are free and you do not know. You are gods and you worship these demons that are under a perpetual curse because they do not have the goodness in heart to achieve the higher wisdoms and states. They tell you they know secret wisdoms, but they are the ones that are blocked from knowing the higher truths. The highest wisdom is not intelligent. The highest wisdom is not intelligent. It is energy vibrations that you ascribe to, not to reason. Come home to yourself and become impermeable upon the state of satiating torment. Be the voice of thunder above the cry of 1,000 warriors of the mundane plane. Be in a divine place where respect will be given to you and your voice will not be challenged by either gods or demons. If you cannot feel love, how will you open a chamber that is made by love? They are the ones that are blacked out, not you. You are only repeating cycles because of forgetfulness. No damn the matrix, no simulation, and no external power over a dome can stop you where you will go. No damn the matrix, no simulation, and no external power over a dome can stop you going where you will to go. You are eternal spirit being, and thought needs no location or definable border. You are eternal spirit being, and thought needs no location or definable border. What is transcendent cannot be contained by that which it transcends. What is transcendent cannot be contained by that which it transcends, my beloved. All this talk is based on the same fear that is used to cultivate and con you in the first place. So let the demons fear the gods if they like, but the gods must stand in their ascendancy. Why are you doing the opposite and cowering away, my beloved? As an eternal being, you travel from cycle to cycle and grow through these cycles. You travel from cycle to cycle and grow through these cycles. This is how you grow. Forgetfulness is a necessity at a certain part of your journey as you grow into Godhood. Every time you cross the black hole, which comes to the micro, performed as a uterus, you find a state of density that puts you to forgetfulness. However, you have a conscious mind that hovers over you all the time, as in Akasha. The treasures you gain in that reality are taken up with your being. You live with all of them, but your Akasha will never deliver all to your consciousness until you are ready to receive them. Because your eternality will only become the prison that the immortality or its demons are. You live with all of your treasures, but your Akasha will never deliver all to you or all to your consciousness at once, because your eternality will only become the prison that the immortality or its demons are. However, as you fulfill higher treasures across cycles, you begin to remember more of past cycles. You begin to bring more memories across bridges. In one life, you receive a great treasure. Maybe you remember a past life. This will turn your mind to the highest wisdom of your divine God self. When you come to that cycle where you remember past life or lives, conception and incarnation, which you call birth, when you come to that cycle, you are then perfectly aligned with your eternal being. You will be required to drop fruits as the tree will drop much of what it bears before you leave. These fruits will be taken by others or not, but the seeds will grow in the soil, and this, my friend, is that perpetual cycle. The seeds will grow in the soil, and this is that perpetual cycle. Where this elevated being will go next is obviously not a necessary topic for you. It is not necessary. It only means that you ascend, and ascendancy is what you are here for. This culture of trying to gain immortality is a demonic concept, and those who are already there are tormented. In real life, the machines do not have a tenth of the faculties of free living beings. However, in the wide open, beautiful universe, all eventualities are, because all beings must choose their own alignment to the cosmic and decide their own destinies. There will always be gods that overcome and soar to the higher cosmic winds, and there will ever be demons of hell planes that hiss to the ears of those that will go to fight alpha forces as feminines. There will always be gods that overcome and soar to the higher cosmic winds, and there will ever be demons of hell planes that hiss to the ears of those that will go to fight alpha forces as feminine instead of as masculine. There will always be the one that chooses the able of immortality above the supreme light of eternal joy. There will always be the one that chooses the failure of immortality above the supreme light of eternal joy. Peace out.